Hello and welcome guys. So let's continue modeling our environment. And before starting, I will just quickly disable the line art modifier that we can still see in the viewport. So just select it and turn it off from right over here so that it gets disabled in the viewport and we can only see it when we render our things. So I've also opened up PureRef right over here. And the next step to do is we can just quickly create very simple looking windows right over here. So first let's just select this and I will just quickly turn off the array modifier for now. We can press slash to go into the local mode. Then let's press tab and press Ctrl R and add in an edge loop right over here in the middle. So hit right click so that we can add edge loop right over here. Press Shift plus D to duplicate this edge loop and then once again hit right click so that it gets placed exactly over there. You can now press P and separate the selection. So what this will do is it will basically create a separate object out of that loop that we just created. And then we can simply, let's say, press tab, press A to select everything, press F to fill out this face, and press Ctrl R and add an edge loop right over here like this. I will now enable X-ray and just delete the right side vertices. So press X and delete the vertices. Make sure to first set the origin properly. So press tab, press 2 and select this edge, press Shift plus S, then cursor to select it. As you know, the mirror modifier only works according to the origin point. So if I right now add in like a mirror modifier, you will see it won't really work correctly. So let's undo this and we can go to object, set origin and origin to 3D cursor. To set the origin point right over here. Now if I add in like a mirror modifier, it will work perfectly. Press tab and I will just separate them out a little bit just so there is like a tad bit space between them both. Now what we can do is, let's see, we can press tab. First press Ctrl A, apply the scale. Now press tab, press 3 for face select. Select this face and just insert this like this. We can insert it till here, maybe 0.06 meters. Press X and delete the faces. Now we get something like this. Press tab and just extrude it out to give it thickness. And yeah, we have created a very simple looking windows now. Let's place them right over here. And maybe we can add in like a bevel modifier as well. So add that, apply the scale, adjust the bevel modifier to keep it like very small. Like this. Enable harden normals. Let's press tab, enable X-ray and select all of this right side. And just make sure they are like a little bit more closer like this. And yeah, that works pretty good in my opinion. Let's just hit save and we can come out of the local mode. Let's select this and enable back the array modifier. And for this one as well, we can once again use the array modifier. You can see it was already added because we have like duplicated it from this object. So that's why it's still there. So we can just use this one only. Just enable it back. And what we need to do is we need to like set it properly because obviously it won't be fitting exactly. So let's just increase the factor. We can select both of these objects, press slash, press 1 so that we can properly see. So let's go over to the last one and select this and now let's move it. So let's decrease it to minus 1.27. So it is somewhere around between that. So let's set this to 0.275. A little bit more. So 77 and yeah, that is appearing to be fitting pretty perfectly to me. Let's just hit save and let's come out of this, press 0 and yeah, now we have added windows. I think it's looking pretty good. And later on what we will be doing is we will be adding like a simple plane in between these windows and we will just give it the glass material. So let's do that later on because if we do it right now we aren't really like setting up the materials, so it will like end up blocking all of the light that is coming from over here. So yeah, let's just do that later on and now I will close this and we can move ahead. Next what I will be doing is if you go back into PureRef The one thing that we have over here is obviously we have like a lot of different classrooms and like doors on the left side. So we can do something like that over here, adding like a couple of doors over here just to give it like a bit more detail. Because obviously right now everything looks too empty. Maybe we can go with something like this where we add like a door at the end of the hallway, and then we add like a couple of doors on the left hand side as well. So on right hand side we have windows, and on the left hand side we can add some doors like this. So let's do that. What I will do for that is I will just select this first. So our walls, press slash and press tab. Now you can press Ctrl R and add two edge loops like this. So use your scroll wheel to add two edge loops. Hit right click and place them right over here. Let's press S10X and scale them down. So I'm gonna give them a width of around 1.9, 1.92 meters like this. And the reason I'm doing that is so that once again I can just select this face, press Shift plus D to duplicate it, hit right click and press P and separate the selection. So what this will do is it will just give it like the exact geometry what we need. Like we have like the perfect height for our walls, and we can like work on this to create our door and windows right over here. So first go over to object, set origin, origin to geometry. Let's move this right over here, and we can select this, press tab, and we can just remove these edge loops for now. We don't really need them. So press 2, hold alt and hold shift and alt to make sure you only select the edges only. So make sure you are like in the edge mode. If you select like the vertices, you will see that everything in between gets selected as well. So make sure you press 2 and you are in the edge select mode. So hold alt and hold shift and alt, select them both. Press X and remove the edge loops. Alright, now we can just select this face and we can press slash to first come out of the local mode, and then select this, press slash to go into the local mode once again. And the way we will be creating our doors is we will be doing something similar, where the top side has like two windows and the bottom part over here has the door. So we can create like something similar. As you can see, most of these reference images have the same kind of thing. So let's just do that. All right, so now let's just select our door, press Ctrl A and apply the scale first. Press tab, press Ctrl R, and let's start by adding in an edge loop. And let's see how much we want to give like the door. I think somewhere around here probably is like a nice division. So this part can be like the door and the top part can be the window. So let's press 3, select this one, and once again press P and separate the selection so that this is different and the door part is different. So let's see. I'll select this first, press tab, press Ctrl R, and once again add in like an edge loop right in the middle. Then we can press 3 and select both of these faces. Press X and delete only faces. This way we will like delete only the faces and keep all of the edges. Press A to select everything and press E. Make sure you are in the vertices select mode, so press 1 and then press E so that we can extrude the vertices like this and just move it in the Y axis like this. And the reason I did that is obviously it does not have like any kind of thickness right now, but we can add in like a solidify modifier and then control the thickness of it using that. So we have something like this. You will see like the solidify modifier is not really working properly, where we have some issues like this. So first change the mode from simple to complex so that we get something like this. And then we can like switch up the offset. Let's see. Maybe something like this. And then what we need to do is we need to obviously like first adjust the size for this. So let's move it in. We can just select it all and just scale it down like this. First, let's set the thickness to something like 0.055 maybe. Maybe increase it a bit more. And then just and now first let's go to object, set origin, origin to geometry, and let's scale it up a bit more. Like this. So that we also like fit it perfectly while like getting the proper thickness. Alright, so now I will select the door object, and first what we need to do is we need to create like the door frame. So press tab and just select these three edges like this. Press Shift plus D, hit right click, press P and separate the selection. Once again something similar, and now select them, press tab, A to select everything, extrude them out on the Y axis like this, and let's just move this back for now, and we can give this again thickness with the solidify modifier. You can see once again the thickness is not really proper, where the bottom is thick and it is going like this in a slanted direction. So change the mode from simple to complex, and now you can just adjust the thickness. I think something like that is pretty good. We can add in like a bevel modifier as well and adjust the bevel to a like very small number. Let's do it right over here as well. Add in a bevel modifier. And yeah, as you can see, we have our door and our windows. Now we just need to create like the actual door as well. First, I'll press tab, and on the door, press 1 for vertices select, and just enable vertex snapping from over here. So make sure vertex snapping is selected and select both of these vertices, press G then X and snap them right over here, and select these two, snap them right over here, select the top ones and snap them right over here. Just so the door is like within the door frame. Earlier it was like spilling out of it, but now we have it like perfectly. Go to object, set origin, origin to geometry, and once again press tab, press Ctrl R and add edge loop right in the middle. So yeah, these are like pretty repetitive tasks, but we just do them a little bit differently to get the proper results. I will press X and delete the vertices over here to delete the right side and just add in a simple mirror modifier. Let's add in a solidify once again to give the thickness to our door, and make sure the thickness is in the negative direction. Because if it is in the positive like this, if you press tab, you cannot really see your face because it is at the back side. But if you give it in the negative direction, you can see your face on the top. And yeah, it's basically the same thing, but it will make it a little bit easier for you to edit. Let's press slash. And actually our door is in the opposite direction. So select it and rotate it like this by 180 degrees. And you can also see that it is not really fitting over here. So select it, press slash, and we need to fit that over here as well. So let's select this and scale it down. Maybe I will just select the door and scale that down as well a little bit, move it over here. Yeah, I think now it's pretty good. Let's select them all and move them back. All right, guys, now let's work on our actual door. So press tab. And I think the door is not really visible because of this wall. So over here, so let's bring it out a little bit. And yeah, now we can actually see it. So I will next add in like a bevel modifier. Select these vertices and just move them apart a little bit so that our door actually is looking disconnected in between like this. All right, so next what I will do is I will just select the door, press tab, press Ctrl R and add an edge loop somewhere around here. Then we can select this face, press I to insert this. And the reason we are doing that is so that we can create like a window. once again somewhere around here, press X and delete the face, and we get something like this. And yeah, I think that is looking pretty much like a door. Maybe I will insert it a little bit more than earlier. Yeah, now press X and delete the faces. I will also select this and set the shading to harden normals. And yeah, with this, our door and our windows are looking pretty good. For the window part, what I will do is I will select it. I will apply the solidify modifier so that we can actually like edit it. And what I will do is I will press Ctrl R over here. Let's press slash to go into the local mode. And yeah, I will add a edge group right over here and over here as well. Hit right click for both of them. And now just hold Shift and Alt and make sure to select like both of them. Then you can once again press Shift plus D, hit right click, press P and separate the selection. Now let's just select the object that you have just created over here. Move it ahead a little bit, press Tab and just press A to select everything and extrude it on the Y axis like this. And the reason we are doing this is because using that we can like create smaller looking windows inside this like larger frame. You can just simply add like a solidify modifier now, move it above the bevel and give it thickness like this. And you can see we get like nice looking windows inside our bigger window frame, and we can like control the thickness of them pretty easily. All right guys, so let's press slash now, and I will just press H on this to hide it, select it all and just move it out first, press Alt plus H. And what we basically need to do now is that we need to like incorporate it a little bit better into our wall like this. So what I will be doing is I will basically just try to like delete this part of the wall so that we can simply fit in our windows and door in between here. You can see now everything is looking pretty good. Obviously we need to like, as I said, incorporate and fit it a little bit better. We will obviously like once again add a similar material over here. We will add like a plane which will be acting as a glass material over here. Maybe we can do that as well. Let's select it, press Shift plus S, cursor to select it and just add in a plane. Rotate this by 90 degrees. Make sure to scale it down. Move it back over here, scale it up. Let's press Tab, enable X-ray and just move it till here, because we will be needing like the glass material throughout this. Now we just need to fit it a bit more properly. Let's just move it back and move this thing a little bit ahead. All right, let's just hit save. And yeah, with this, our glass and windows are looking pretty good. What we need to do is we just need to fit them a little bit more properly over here within our wall. And we will also be creating like multiple copies of them to have like 2 or 3 different doors and windows over here on the left hand side wall. And with this, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it is looking. So let's just hit save. We can also quickly, let's just check the render once. So this was our old render. Let's press F12. And yeah, this is something how it looks. I think this is a nice bit of addition. When we have like the glass material right over here, I think it will pop out a lot more. And yeah, right now it is like kind of hanging off the wall. It is like too much outwards. We just need to fix that a little bit more. And yeah, I think guys, now this lecture is a pretty long one. So this much is pretty good for this one. Let's just continue from over here. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.